Hey guys, what is going on? This is Travis P11, and I got to bring you some bad news, guys. The 30-30 range test is not going to happen today. Guys, it is a cold, icy, freezing, windy, blustery, awesome, but somewhat nasty winter day here in central Nebraska. So I love hunting in that kind of weather. I love being out in that kind of weather. It makes you feel alive. But it's just not fun to do a range test with when you've got sensitive camera equipment, you got paper targets. I want to bring you, the most accurate testing I can in the best conditions possible. And unfortunately, it's just not going to happen today. So, and with family coming up for the holidays, it's going to be a few days before I'm able to get out to the range and get that done. But it will happen, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to take that out. For me, it's winter vacation time, and so I've got some downtime to get caught up on a few things for my job, and we're going to keep bringing you videos. So today I brought you something. I have not reviewed this gun for probably close to 2 years. What we have here, guys, is a civilian Force Arms Xena Gen 1. I purchased this gun directly from Civilian Force Arms, and I got it for around $6.99, I think, $6.50 when they first came out. They had a really fair price on them. They've since gone up in price a little bit, but there's some things that make Civilian Force Arms a little bit different from a lot of other AR companies. Not every AR company, but quite a few different AR companies. Let's just talk about the basic features that you get out of the box. Okay, for starters, you get an MFT stock. Just kind of a quick little spoiler here. The owner of Civilian Force Arms and one of the co-founders, Jonas Hagos, he's an awesome ex-military veteran. He signed my stock, which is just awesome. I ended up having to buy another one because I didn't want the ink from the marker to come off on that. So I did get his autograph. All I did was ask for it as a request when I made the purchase, and they said, sure, we'd be happy to sign it. And Civilian Force Arms is a small crew of ex-veterans and gun builders that know what they're doing. And when you order the gun, it takes a little while to get it because when they first started making them, they were built to order, and they still are, and we'll talk about that in a second. You've got your MFT Battlelink rear stock. You've got your MFT grip, okay? They feature what they call true mil spec, which means that everything you're getting is military spec all the way through in terms of quality, construction, build. It is a little bit more robust build than my Bear Creek Arsenal AR. This is definitely a step above my DPMS Oracle that I used to use. From the factory, it just comes with an MFT rear flip-up sight. I think they've since changed the rear iron sight that comes with it. I don't even know if MFT makes rear sights anymore. I did put a Vortex Strike-Fire 2 on it later on. Now, this Gen 1 model, it does have that front fixed, I guess you could say, gas block sight post on the front there. Normally, it just comes with a standard handguard, okay, and I did put the Magpul MOE handguard on there. And it does feature a 223 Wild barrel. It is a very accurate gun. I was shooting really good groups with it, just, maybe 1.5 inches. I don't know. I haven't taken it to the range for a while, but with the Vortex Strike-Fire on there, and like when I'm shooting steel, like little 5-inch steel plates, I was just pegging them all day on that thing. I've put a couple hundred rounds through it, and it has functioned really, really well. I love it. I don't regret buying it, and one of the main reasons why I bought them. Now, you're taking a chance, guys, whenever you buy a rifle from a startup company, from somebody who's new that hasn't been making rifles for a long time. Just the fact that the owner had experience as an armorer working in the U.S. Army, according to what I've read about him online. Okay, I could be wrong. But when he showed off the shop and how they put the guns together in some of their videos, I was convinced that this is where I wanted to spend my money. Now, if you want to get a Xena, you can get the Gen 4s, and they start at $8.99. I'm looking at the website right now. What's cool about these guys, and I haven't seen this in a lot of other manufacturers, but I know they offer similar options. Let me just go through the list of options that I could have added to this thing right out of the box, okay? First of all, I could have gone with mid-length, either fluted or non-fluted or just straight barrel. I can also go with a carbine length barrel, 16-inch carbine barrel or 18-inch mid-length, okay? I could have chosen different grip colors. I could have went with the MOE instead, different buttstock colors, everything would be set to match. I could have added a Vortex Strike-Fire from the factory. Barrel lining, you can get a chrome lining if you want to. Trigger job, you can get a Velocity 3 or 4 pound drop-in trigger from the factory. So all this stuff is done when you get it, which is really cool. I could have got the Magpul trigger guard installed on it. Yes, they do make a California compliant model, and they do make a New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Maryland compliant model. Okay, so if you need those kinds of modifications, it's definitely something to consider. I'm thinking it's a 4140 steel barrel, just looking at the specs on it. I had mentioned this before in a previous video. Yeah, you got your receiver, Ford 7075 T6 aircraft aluminum. I believe you have anodized as your coating on that for the upper and lower. Barrel material, 4150 chrome moly vanadium, 1159 5E steel, machined with M4 feed ramps, 1-in-8 right hand twist. I believe mine's 1-in-8. And let's see, anything else that's on it? Mine just has the standard trigger on it. Part of it is when I bought it, I was spending over $700. And I do consider this my save queen. I know there's, $1,500 or $2,000 POF rifles that you can buy, and there's Bravo Company rifles you can get, which are absolutely awesome. For me, I just had to keep it within a budget, so I wanted to just do a step up from the DPMS Oracle, and I really don't regret it. Bolt carrier group it's very, everything looks very sturdy, very robust, very well built. And I don't regret purchasing it. It's an awesome AR to add to your collection. So I would say with confidence, I would buy another rifle from them. I have no problems with the way that they build their guns. I kind of wish they'd maybe promote themselves a bit more on YouTube. They have some videos up there, but it'd be cool if they would do one on every model that they offer to talk about the differences. They do make 14 different AR-15 and AR-10 variants. They do have their own, I believe, AK-47. They do make their own 1911 that you can buy now too, which is really cool. And it's just cool having that kind of flexibility and those options. Oh, and they do have AR pistols also. So, and the company, great communication with the company. I was hearing from the sales representative directly about the status of my order and the delivery time and the manufacturer. And overall, I'm just very impressed. And the thing is, if I'm going to spend money, I want to spend it on veteran-owned when I can, whenever possible. And then I also want to try to give the little guys a chance once in a while. And, I did some reading about this gun. There was only a few YouTube videos up about this rifle at the time of purchase. So let's go ahead and show you the other side. So you do have this just printed lower receiver with the Civilian Force Arms logo. Okay, and then you also have, it says true mil spec on this side, and it is inscribed. It's got the etchings on the lower receiver, which is really cool. Just kind of get some close-ups of this. But, it is a great gun. I am a big fan of the fixed front sight post. The main difference between the Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 4.1 is the fact that they went to a, what do you want to call it, a Picatinny front gas block that matches the height on the upper receiver. And you can get different types of rails and stocks and handguards and grips and all that fun stuff. So there's not a lot of difference between the Gen 2, 3, and 4 other than just furniture and that front layout. I mean, you're still getting the same quality all the way across. The Gen 1s are no longer available, and that's okay, that's fine. At some point, I'd like to go pick up some of their other models. I love the naming for their guns. The guns are either named after, let me think here, I think they said ex-girlfriends or girlfriends, wives, kids, or goddesses or mythical figures. So that is really cool with their naming system on their guns. Kind of definitely tags it to a certain type. But yeah, and the only thing I've really added to it, aside from the strike fire and that MOE grip, was just a sling, and that's it. Out of the box, it's a very capable firearm. The trigger's fine. It is a standard military trigger. You do have a military mil-spec buffer tube and buffer in there. And one thing I noticed is that the recoil on this was way less than the DPMS, and so I don't regret selling the Oracle, but the Oracle is a great entry-level AR. If you just want something basic to go with, I probably put 1,200 rounds through mine, if not more, before I sold it, and had very few issues with it. So anyway, guys, there you go. There you have it. So again, I wanted to bring you that range report on the 3030. Just isn't going to happen. I'm not going to take it out in these kinds of conditions unless I was going to go hunting, and I'll get it out there. I'll get that video for you guys. I mean, I could maybe get a little pistol review in today if I run out there quick and throw some sights, some targets up. If I have some time, I'll do that. But otherwise, if not, guys, you have a wonderful holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you believe in, all right? Just enjoy this time off. Enjoy it with friends and family, all right? Keep warm and have some good food if you can, all right? And as always, guys, have fun, be safe, subscribe to my channel, check me out on Twitter and Instagram, and as always, and over on gunchannels.com, the Ordinary Average Guy Gun channel, and we will talk to you soon. Goodbye.